Hello fellow YouTubers, this is a review of the Scimitar 110 and a comparison of the Blade 110. Well, first of all, you can see that the frames are really different. You got more of a X pattern for racing on this one. One big thing that I've noticed about this particular quad is it has the reverse prop rotation. Now a lot of people like regular prop rotation or they like reverse prop rotation, to each his own. Personally, from me flying this little one, I can tell the difference, and I can tell what is different about the reverse prop rotation. What I've noticed is when I fly toward a tree and I want to back up, it really pushes the air out, so it stops the quad really smooth and just pushes it away from objects. So I guess flying this little quad, for me personally, I can really tell the difference in reverse prop rotation and what it does versus this one where it pushes the air kind of more underneath it, so it flies and performs better while going forward. You know, this one still performs great flying forward, flies just as fast, if not faster. But it's really neat to have that. It feels like more control from the front and the back. So even if you're backing up and you stop it, the reverse prop rotation really works well. Now this quad straight out of the box comes with 2.5 size props. Now you can take a Blade Torrent like this and you can turn it into this, and then you can run those bigger props, which are 2.5. But yet again, even with this race frame, you can see it's not, the square isn't quite as good. Now I flew the Torrent mainly with the prop guards on it, just because I wanted to keep the prop guards on it, and it flies really well. And from what I gather, you can upgrade these and get OSD on them. This one comes with OSD straight out the box, and to me, if you're getting an FPV, go ahead and spend the extra money and get the one that has OSD. That way you can keep up with your battery. Because one thing that I wasn't told when I first got an FPV was about the battery. You can roast a battery really quick. Now you'll see some of my videos where I'll run a battery really low, but that's just because I'm having fun and I have spare money to buy extra battery if I need it because I work hard. But if you're tight on a budget, land your battery without trying to roast the battery. You know, don't kill the battery. So having OSD also shows you your signal strength, which is telemetry. Your telemetry, it'll tell you if you're about to lose signal with your radio. But this quad has LEDs on the back of it, which is really awesome, and you can customize them. You can change them whatever color you want in beta flight. And speaking of beta flight, the only thing that I usually do to most of my quads is I turn the rates down a little bit and I add expo. Some people don't fly with expo, but I fly with expo because it gives a little bit of a doughy feeling around the sticks. And when I tune my quads, I try to have them where I can use the full range of the sticks. I like to fly with all of the range of my sticks. I don't want to fly with 20% stick, you know, because if I get to the end of the stick and then my quad does 30 flips, I don't like that. I like to get to the end of my stick and it cut maybe 2 or 3 flips. Another thing also is the motors. This one straight out of the box comes with 1106 6000, and the Blade Torrent comes with 1104 76 kb, looks like, so you can see there. It's really neat. You have a lot of upgrade options that you can do with the older one, but like I said, you're limited to not having OSD. I like all of them, but if you're new to the game and getting into FPV, you really need to go ahead and just go to this one. And I believe Horizon Hobby has marked this one down to 150 bucks, and I believe the Torrent is still at 100 bucks. So for 50 bucks more, you go ahead and you get the upgraded version of motors, you get OSD, you get LEDs, and you get this really super sexy pod that it comes with. And I have run this thing wide open into a shovel that was stuck in the ground and knocked the shovel over, and it actually pushed the camera lens down and distorted what my camera was seeing. And all I had to do was I took it apart and I unscrewed the lens a little bit till I got it back in focus. But you know, that's worst case scenario, that you fly into a shovel in your yard. The only bad review, quotation marks, that I could give this quad would be the antenna. I put hot glue underneath it because I wanted to try to have a clean look, and doing that, it didn't give it enough support right here to keep it from pulling it off. So when I was flying it and I wrecked it, it actually tore this loose. So what I wound up doing was I come from the top. So if you're going to do the mod, put your hot glue right here, or whatever glue you decide to go with. I personally prefer to use glue sticks, and I get the Gorilla Glue brand, and it's really, really great. No crying about that. And put it right here, and then you'll be good to go. And you can see I've done beat the hell out of this one big time. So in comparison, if we was to do a scale between 1 and 10, I'm going to give this Blade Torrent an 8 because it's really, really great. But I'm going to give this Scimitar 110 a 10. Straight out the box, it is just amazing. And being a type of handyman that I am, I'm not going to cry and whine about a little bit of mod that I got to do to the antenna right here. That's no big deal to me. I've been flying FPV for about a year now, and I've had to make some repairs. That's part of it. If you're going to be doing any type of aggressive flying or progressing in your flying and becoming a better pilot, you're going to crash because you're going to try stuff. Some videos that I have are never even posted because I'm literally just trying one move over and over with that battery, like trippy spins or matty flips, whatever, the hard stuff, the stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable when you try it. But this is a long time overdue review that I needed to get out there, so going ahead and getting it out there for you. And let me get a little close shot so you can see the frame comparisons, so you can see up in here. And I believe that, you know, if I take the time, I can probably put these prop guards on here if you wanted to fly with prop guards. But it flies so great without the prop guards. And if you're wanting to see how this thing flies, you can check a couple of videos that I do have posted of it. Now, I don't fly this as much as some other people would. Some other people would fly this every day. I only have like one good battery to fly this thing with, and I'm flying my 5 inches all the time. That's which I fly mostly, is my 5-inch quads. Now the 5-inch quads are easier to fly to me because they're just overpowered. They have plenty of power, and that takes me to another point as well. An underpowered quad is harder to fly than an overpowered quad, in my opinion. You can get a lot of prop wash with a little quad that doesn't have enough power, and it can't rescue you. Say you're doing a dive and you're trying to do like come out of that dive, and it's just not enough to pull you out of there. That's an underpowered quad, or improper setup, props not good, something like that. So always remember, an overpowered quad is easier to fly than an underpowered quad. And I guess that's what I've experienced a little bit with the Blade Torrent, especially with all of the prop guards on it and everything. It feels a little bit underpowered when comparison to this. This thing right here just is butter, and it does what I want. And I also have the Scimitar 215, the bigger brother to this, and I love it as well. And they fly, the characteristics are kind of similar, so I can practice a couple little bit of moves on this, and then I can go to my Scimitar and replicate what I was doing with it. I guess the next thing that I want to try with this quad and see if it's capable of is to go into like a sideways orbit, which would be the quad turns sideways like this, and it has enough power to pull itself around. And to me, I like practicing that because I'm trying to really get good with the trippy spin and flying backwards, and these moves that you see on the internet everybody else is doing. And I've noticed if you can get the quad to do the orbit like this, all you have to do is rotate your roll, and you'll go right into the trippy spin, and the quad will literally go right around. And it's a trust factor. And also, I notice when you go into the trippy spin, if the object that you're looking at is falling down, just give it a little more throttle, and it'll pull it up. It actually pull it up into it, and then you can just get out of it if you want. But that's my comparison review of the Blade Torrent and the Scimitar for people out there that are interested and want to know. If you're just getting into it, you're about to spend the money, buy this one. And the guys that have these already, you can buy the electronics that go on this and put it in there if you want. That's totally up to you. Just upgrade it, and then you have OSD. Now, I've talked to a few people that have this quad, and they've already updated theirs to have the OSD. But you got to look at the money factor. How much does it cost to get 4 motors that are as good as these motors? How much does it cost to get the OSD upgrade? How much does it cost to get LEDs on the back? You know, you got to look at it, especially if you're going bind and fly. You know, most of my quads are bind and fly. I'm into the building part of it now. I'm learning how to build. I run a motorcycle shop, so I'm full-time busy all the time, and I don't like to be working on my quads. I like to be flying. So I personally prefer things that I can plug right up to and fly. I'm in the process of actually converting over to Flight 1, which is supposedly a easier setup. It does the electric speed controls in the setup as well, so you won't have to be using 2 different programs, Beta Flight and BL Heli. You know, you just boom, set it up. But thank you for checking out my YouTube page, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And any comments that you want to leave, or anything that any questions that you have, or anything, when I get a chance, if I can get back to you, I will. If I can't, I usually will. You know, it might be a few days or whatever. I'll get back with you and try to help you out and lead you in the way that you want to go. But have a great time flying out there, and thank you very much.